I would like to nominate Donald Trump's comments overnight as, in a crowded field, among the most ridiculous I've ever heard, when he said, we like negotiating with the Iranians, but then we have to blow them up.
Yep, it is a crowded field. And just as you think it can't get any worse, it gets worse. And I mean, increasingly, he sounds like he's living in a fantasy land. Can I just point out, there are no negotiations with Iran. There are no direct talks going on. There are contacts being made through intermediaries. Egypt, Turkey, Pakistan has been involved in it, but there are no direct talks. There are no concessions being given by Iran. And here's the rub. The Iranians seem to be in no rush to begin talks. They are happier to keep Donald Trump just dangling in the wind.
Is there an argument, I don't want to get Shakespearean on you, Andrew, that he's now so far enmeshed in this that he's got to go on to, to return would be as tedious as to go. He can't really walk this back, and therefore he has to put ground troops in. He has to do something for Karg Island. He's got to do something that opens up the Strait of Hormuz, because going backwards is unpalatable now.
Well, it would be better if he went backwards. It's not a good alternative, but it's the best I can think of. It will be, in my view, a disaster if he plows on and starts deploying troops, boots on the ground. To what purpose? I mean, first of all, even with the Marines now getting there, more on the way, the 82nd Airborne, there is no way there's a US force of any size capable of invading Iran. Let's just remind ourselves, Iran is a country of 90 million people, bigger than the UK, Spain, France, and Germany combined. So even with the 20,000 troops that he might have assembled in the region sometime by the middle of next month, that cannot take Iran. So you're left with incursions. Well, to what purpose? You take Karg Island. He probably could take Karg Island, could destroy all the oil infrastructure in the process of doing it. What do you do then? And then there's this speculation that he's going to send in special forces to get out the uranium, the highly enriched uranium. There's about 600 kilos of that, most of it very close to weapons grade. How do you do that? It's in the middle of the Iranian heartland. It's buried below ground. Some of it is not accessible from previous American bombing raids. It's highly defended, highly protected. I mean, it would make seizing Maduro in Caracas look like a tea party in Venezuela compared to this. And there would be casualties, big casualties, on the American side as well as the Iranian side. So it seems to me fraught with difficulty. And the consequences are so appalling, I still can't bring myself to believe he would actually do it. The consequences for the world economy through spring into summer are going to be dire. And it's the rest of us that are going to pay for this. We're about to be hit very badly by shortages of diesel and shortages of jet fuel. Let's not forget that the less money we have, the more money we have to spend on energy, on fuel bills, and on petrol at the pump and diesel, the less we have to spend anywhere else. So energy crises usually then lead to a recession, which is loss of jobs, loss of growth, loss of prosperity, cost of living problems. That's the price that we're all heading for because of this war.